We live.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Love and Marriage Podcast. I'm your host, Wendy O. This is my amazing co-host, Hotep Jesus. How you doing tonight, Hotep Jesus?
I'm doing great. How about you?
What is that?
Blue agave, Jose.
You ain't drinking that right now, are you?
Huh? It's that type of episode tonight.
Oh shoot! Should I get my tequila?
You should.
Should I?
We drinking tonight, girl. We got a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna message him right now and tell him to go bring me a bottle of something. If we're doing this, we're doing this. Let me tell him, bring me something to drink. Okay.
Tell him bring you some tequila. I know y'all got some because
I have some underneath the cabinet. Bring me something with alcohol in it because Hotep's drinking, so I got a drink. Thank you.
We turning up tonight. I
so why are you drinking?
Splash. I only put a little splash. I don't know. I just, why not? I'll tell you what. I'll really tell you what the real reason is.
Okay, let's go.
Normally I buy a bottle for Hotep's Been Told You, and normally it's in the kitchen. But last time I bought the bottle, it never made it to the kitchen. It's just right by my desk. So I came back from the bathroom. I'm like, we're pouring up tonight. Fuck it.
Let's do it.
It's that type of party. Let's just make it happen. Why not? I only threw a splash of lemonade in there, so I might get extra slizzy. So people do not judge me by anything I say tonight. And stop grifting. Hit the super chats. At least hit the like button. Shout out to B Wheezy Bird. He said I sense Koofy Wendy O tonight. Oh yeah. Do you know what that means?
Is that the hat?
Yes. That's the hat from Africa. Uncle Hotep. Basically, when the Koofy's on, that means you go like extra conspiratorial.
Okay.
So they said you got the Koofy on tonight.
Well,
and with the topic we got tonight, it's gonna get crazy.
This is the boxing gym from the boxing gym.
You saw Nita tonight? I
did, and you know what? We need to do something. The Hotep community needs to come together because let me tell the story that she told me I can't on air. I cannot say the story that I told you before we went live.
Right.
Because I can't do it. I can talk about some of it without naming names, but I can't say all of it. But I told her because she's like, "How are you doing?" She was like, "We were like dancing, like having fun." Because I know some dances, and so we're going off in the gym.
Okay.
I did the Laffy Taffy like 2 weeks ago. I was proud of myself.
The Laffy Taffy.
I'm like, girl, there's children in here. I cannot be throwing it back. One of the kids, he goes, because there's seven. One of the families that goes, there's 7 kids.
Okay.
And one of the little girls, she plays with my daughter when my daughter comes, and he's like, oh, one of the boys, he's like, yeah, I brought my sister so that she could play with your daughter. I was like, oh, she's at home with her dad. And then one of the other kids, he goes, I thought you're 18. And I go, child, I am old enough to be every single kid's in here mother. I says, thank you.
He thought he had a shot. He was like, yo, I'm about to shoot my shot.
I says, I got a stepson who's 21 and one that's 26. And they're like,
Wendy got good genes, man.
I got you know what? That's on the Sicilian genes. My grandfather, I'm going to send you a picture of him one day. My grandfather, my mother's father from Northern Italy. He looks like, who's that? He looks like Robert De Niro.
Does he?
He did. Yeah. God rest his soul. You would have loved him. He was using Photoshop back in the 80s. Before the Photoshop was a thing, what he used to do was, he was a joker. What he used to do, he used to take a picture of himself. He would get a $100 bill and he would copy his face onto it and go to the Kinko's. And he went to my mother's wedding. My mom had 2 weddings. My mom was bougie as shit. My mom and my dad had 2 weddings, a Jewish wedding and a Catholic wedding. He went to both weddings and he was handing out these printed $100 bills to everyone saying, my daughter got married. Like he was from The Godfather, but he didn't have no money.
Gangster.
He was gangster. That side of the family gets a little bit we talked about that.
I'm gonna go to somebody's wedding and do that.
You should. And he made everybody call him Big Nick. Everybody call him Big Nick.
Big Nick.
Yep, he was a jazz drummer, and he actually told my mom told me a cool story. So he was drafted to go fight for, I think it was World War II, and his official title was snare drum. So he not only used to play in bands for the military, but he actually fought and like did some badass stuff. But he was in a band with all different people from all different backgrounds. And he said he told my mom back then, nobody judged each other. If you were in the military, nobody judged you like on race or skin color back then. That's what he said.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
That's what I don't, who knows though. But anyways.
Shout out to Hotep Tiger. He said, drinking the white man's liquor. LOL, Hotep and Bill. Yeah,
the white man's liquor, that's a Mexican man's liquor.
That's true. This is very true. We're drinking south of the border liquor tonight.
South of the border. What was I going to say? I don't know. This man, he's not worth anything tonight.
Oh, he didn't bring you a drink yet?
He didn't bring me a drink. I texted him. Should I call him?
Call him.
Call him. I'm going to put him on speaker too.
Call him up. Tell him to bring the damn tequila. We drank in the night.
What the hell is he doing, man? What kind of husband is this?
He's probably sleeping.
What?
Hi, you're on speaker and we're live. So everyone can hear you talk. Can you bring me something to drink?
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, he's probably going to bring you like some Minute Maid.
He's mad right now. He's in a mood.
Is he?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What are you eating? Oh, those are the best. Yeah. All right. What topic you want to talk about?
Let's talk about
Oh, wait. No, I want to tell you what happened with Miss Nita because I forgot because I started talking about it. So she's been asking for money from the city for like so long and they won't give her money.
Why?
I don't know. They won't give her money. They gave, she asked for $35,000 because she wants to get a bigger building. It's all a grant. So they told her like, no, but they gave this program to give to teach old people how to use technology, $169,000. And she's like, I'm helping get kids off of the street. I'm helping with keeping, because she does, if the kids come in and they do not have good grades, they can't come train. Like they have to like be passing.
What state is this?
This is California.
Say it again.
This is California.
So the white liberal California state, socialist state, is ready to empower old folks to use computers, but they don't give a fuck about black kids in the hood. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not only black kids in the hood, it's Latino kids in the hood, and it's off-white people like myself.
POC. The poor people that they claim they care about, but they won't give money to.
Correct.
A black woman to help out the hood. And
she had to speak. She spoke for 3 minutes and she says city council had tears going down their face. And she's like, where's my check? Where's my check?
Yeah.
Where's my check?
Right.
And so, but she was actually, and then apparently, I don't know. It's just very upsetting. We need to do something to help her. I'm going to donate some more money. Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi. Tell him I said, what up?
Hotep said hi.
Oh, what's up, man?
Bless, bless, bless.
He said bless, bless, bless.
Oh, right on.
Okay, he did his surfer thing. All right, so I got some of this. I got some Patron.
Oh, you got some Patron.
So a crypto company sent this to me. Anyways. Okay. But yeah, I need to do something for her.
I think the first thing we need to do is we need to put some pressure on City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Get somebody to write a blog. I could probably get Jeff Charles to do it.
Okay.
And say, look at this. Black women who can't get funding from the liberal California city.
You need help on putting in there?
No. Can we do that for her? She needs it.
Absolutely, we can.
She needs help. And I think, I don't know who was, but they're just not helping her out. And they need to help her out because she's there for the kids and she's doing things for the kids. And it was very upset because I told her what happened with me and then she told me what happened with her. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. And it's very upsetting to me that they want her to speak. They want to use her face because of the color of her skin. And they want to, but then they don't want to help her.
We need to put them on blast. We need to put the names of the people in city council in the article. We got to have the GoFundMe right behind it, ready to go too in the article.
Okay, I'm going to tell her.
And tell her start it up. We're going to promote it.
So what does she need to do?
Get us the names of the city council motherfuckers that ain't cut her a check.
That's it?
And set up the GoFundMe.
Okay, let me write this down. I'm going to send it to her. We're going to get her on eventually. She's studying for her test. So we need the city council names. Oh my goodness. It's going to be, it's a big city, but it's going to be so much drama. And her family has been in the city since 1950s. And she's got them tattooed on her. And she's just like very upset.
I need all of that. I need all them details. Been in the city since what? 1910?
1950.
1950. Yeah, we need them details.
We taking shots?
I'll take one with you.
You ready?
Ready.
Cheers.
Ah.
Oof.
The hair on your chest.
All right. And
I'm going to chase the tequila with tequila.
Let's go. That's the way to do it. Oh, I didn't tell you, our good friend Peter, he's opening a club in Santa Monica.
Peter who?
Peter.
Well, I know like 3 Peters. I know Peter McCormick, Peter Hazy Petros, and who's the other Pete?
The guy that dated Anna Nicole Smith. We had him on the show. That's
the guy I was going to say. What's his last name?
Klamka.
Okay. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him.
So he's opening a club. So when you come to LA, we're all going to go. Oh, no, I'm in Santa Monica.
Nice. Tell him I'm there. Save me a VIP spot, but I can't afford a bottle.
Oh, they take care of all that stuff. It'll be a crypto thing.
Nice. Kentaro, $2.99. He said, Grifton tax, Hotep and shots. Oh, yeah. Drop some of that stimmy money in here, man. Don't grift on us, man. Drop some of that stimmy money in here. Let's get this thing rolling.
Make it rain digitally. I think it was Zay. He posted something about being at he's all, I'm at a strip club right now. I wish I could pay them in Bitcoin. And I go, 1, why are you on your phone? 2, where's a paper wallet, bro?
He been bugging. All his tweets is about strippers now.
Is it? I haven't seen it. I have to go see.
Every time I see one of his tweets, he's talking about strippers.
Oh, good. Well, I know him and his girl, they have a very interesting relationship from what I know.
Oh, yeah?
They posted.
Are they swingers?
I think so.
Wow, interesting.
I think he posted something. And he's like, this was before they had the baby. He's like, I'm marrying her. And then and then like a month later, we're having a baby.
Oh, my God. Congrats to him, man.
He's doing good. I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Bitcoin Zay. That's just Cam, $5 super chat. He said, yo, the audacity to have BJ Billy Hove talk about helping women. Good Lord.
Who?
Yeah, he's talking about Bill Clinton.
Let's talk about that, please.
You don't want to talk about starfuckers first?
Oh, let's talk about starfuckers.
Let's talk about starfuckers. Let's first define what a starfucker is.
A starfucker is a female that wants your energy. They are succubuses. If you are a man, if you are a well-known man, especially in the music industry, you have a presence, these women will gravitate towards you and they will take your energy. And the reason why so many women become groupies or women are, it's exciting for them to sleep with the musicians or to sleep with men in power is because they can take that energy. It's like a high.
And they use it to elevate their status.
Yes.
It's like a form of grifting.
It is. No, it's 100% grifting.
Yeah, it's like grift fucking.
Well, but also there's different types of starfuckers. So there's the starfuckers that do it to elevate themselves, and then there's the women that do it because they want that energy and they want to be a part of. But there's different tiers.
Yeah, so there's one that's succubus who's just doing it because her ego is all screwed up. And there's one that's trying to do the Lil' Kim thing. Bitches suck cock just to get to the top. I put 100% in every line I drop. Right? And that's the old Queen Bee line.
But I like Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim's the GOAT.
She is. She was the original OG, and I don't feel like enough female rappers have paid her homage.
Kim's the GOAT. They have to pay homage.
They should.
Absolutely. But her infamous line is stand true to today. She called out the grifters, the starfuckers. And I just, before we even get in this topic, I just have to say, I've been a victim being starfucked.
Have you?
Several times.
Okay.
They target me. Been targeted my entire life. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it.
Well, because they want the energy. That's why, because women want an alpha man. And there's a lot of women that there's a saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, which that's actually not true, because you can turn a hoe into a housewife if they want to become a housewife. But there's some women that just want to stay hoes and they just want to go sleep around with these powerful men, and they're not able to kind of tame them.
Well, we have to understand that 90% of women who become wives have been hoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You see, hoe shit is what you do before the age of 25. And then you try to secure something after 25 because your sexual market value is going to decline after that.
Mm-hmm.
So you lock it down. So, there's usually that hoe phase up to the age 25. Because, what happens is the younger girls, they're not thinking hypergamous. They're thinking, just want a good fuck, right? I'm young and I'm horny and, that's all they're thinking about is sex. So they're going to go for the hot guys, right? The guys that look good. And then once you get older, you get wiser. You're like, nah, I need a guy with some money and some status. And I need to lock this thing down long term. So they usually switch at the age of 25.
That's late. Well,
that's the epiphany age.
I guess.
As Rollo Tomasi would call it.
I feel like women are they're maturing later though. Like I matured very early just because of my story was different than others. But I feel like a lot of women, they're maturing later on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say mature, you're saying psychologically?
Oh yeah.
They're maturing later. That's interesting.
I'm like 30 now.
So how do you define somebody that's matured? Someone who stopped sleeping around? Is that what we're saying? Or someone who finally says, hey, it's time to slow down and get married?
There's me personally, I like to talk to somebody to kind of gauge like who they are and what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing like a lot of women are very immature, and it's like they talk about mental illness, they talk about sleeping around, they're proud to be single moms, they're proud of all these different things that are very bizarre to me because those are not really qualities if I was a man that I would be looking for.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I don't know. And it's, I guess, I just feel like I feel like society is maturing a lot later now, and it's embarrassing, at least in the United States.
Yeah, for the most part, this is true.
And as far as the star fuckers go, I could spot it a mile away. I could spot it instantly. If I see something I like, okay, she's doing this to elevate herself.
Well, what are some telltale signs of this alleged star fucker?
Well, you can tell by their energy. You can tell by who they pursue, who they're dating. And you can also tell, especially social media. It's very easy to tell on social media if somebody is a star fucker or not.
What might a star fucker, what kind of behavior might they exhibit on Al Gore's internet?
Well, if there's a woman that's trying to make it into an industry and they're having trouble doing so, they will generally fuck their way into it. And they will do this by being or aligning themselves with a man who is a lot more popular than them. And the reason why they do it is because they're going to get the likes, they're going to get the clicks, they're going to get the status. And then when they're done, they move on to the next.
So basically what you're saying is they will gravitate towards this individual on social media. They may fraternize with this individual on social media, constantly being in their comments, maybe retweeting them, some DMs, things of this nature, trying to get close. And then once they elevate beyond that individual, they move on to the next tier of stars.
Yes.
Until they reach the pinnacle.
I guess, or some women just do it to elevate their careers because they don't really have a lot of talent or they don't have a lot going for them. So they'll do it to get themselves, or maybe they do have a little bit
To
of
the
talent.
point until they're pretty much independent and they don't even need men anymore.
Yes.
Right. And they're like, all right, I'm done. Thank you for helping me build my platform. I'm good now.
Yeah, but they don't even send like a thank you card.
Absolutely, they will not.
They should.
They haven't sent me any thank you cards. I want my thank you card, damn it. I help you build your platform. I want my fucking thank you card.
Well, so back in my day, in the Hollywood days, what used to happen was my ex was like a BC musician. Everyone knew who he was. Everyone knew who he was. Men used to simp over him. Women would like flock to him. And
Can I
we
say
actually,
who it is?
it's not, you were not going to know who he is.
I'm not?
No, he's not. Like, you wouldn't know who he is.
Okay.
No, he's like he's old. You're not going to know who he is. It's not your type.
He never reached like the super heights of rock stardom?
No.
Okay, all right. Then it's not who I was thinking.
No, he just used to hang out with. The funny thing is the big guys, like the big 80s bands and the big 90s bands that you've heard of, he was friends with all of them. And they would like this one guy that was in this pretty big 90s band, was an amazing guitar player and used to be like, hey, can you show me, can you like practice guitar with me? I'll pay you for lessons and da da da. And my ex was like, I'm not even good at playing guitar. I just do it so I can fuck chicks.
At least he's honest.
Well, that's like, and if you were to talk to him today, like, oh, you were this, you did this, you went on tour with them, da da da. He'd be like, oh, well, I'm just an entertainer. I just did it for pussy.
Wow. That was my motivation for learning guitar.
What?
Pussy.
Oh yeah, I think it's most guys, most musicians.
I never did learn. I never even got a guitar. I became a rapper, so that was good enough.
But we would go, like we went to a concert out of state, and this was back in MySpace days. Women came up to my man and were like, oh my God, you're da 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 da. I follow you on MySpace. You play in this band. I saw you here. I saw you there. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, we're in fucking Colorado. What the fuck? I was
They knew
mad.
about him.
They knew about him. And this was before, like, this was MySpace days. And anytime we would go out anywhere, even if we were down on Melrose shopping, women would come up and talk to him. Like, oh, you remember me from here? Da, 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 da. And he would just be like,
that happened to me one time. It actually worked in my favor, though. I brought my girlfriend down to the neighborhood where I grew up, and we just stopped by the local McDonald's to get a little something, right? And the girl behind the counter, she goes, oh my God, are you Brian Sharp? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my God, you're Brian Sharp? And she was just like starstruck. So I left, and my girlfriend was like, yo, what the fuck? Who are you? Just like, I don't know. I was pretty popular in my town. You know what I mean? At least among the ladies. I was
okay.
I was a ladies' man. I was super popular. So all the girls had like crushes on me. It was like kind of weird, but.
well, it's because you have that energy. So women they either wanted that alpha or they just wanted to. Was this in your rapper days or like when was this?
This was like before I was even anybody. I was just Brian Sharp, right? I was just a regular dude. I had a 6-pack and, I dressed nice. You know what I mean? Like I dressed nice. I had a 6-pack and I would just have swag and I just always had girls around me. That just was my thing.
Okay. All right. So, but like, did you get more star fuckers around you before you rapped or after you rapped?
My life has been pure star fucking. I've just been like since day one, I actually, no, let me stop lying. That's a lie. It's not been since day one.
Are you trying to get elevated on the grifties?
It damn sure wasn't day one. I would say junior year in high school when I got my growth spurt, everything changed for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a lot of confidence and, we used to go to the mall and just pick up chicks. That was like the thing to do. This is like pre-internet, you know? So it's like,
Mhm.
and then all my homies are scared to talk to girls. They're like, oh, B, there's some hot chicks over there. Go talk to them. I'm like, all right, I got you. I'll go over there and handle this. And I go over and tell some jokes and shit, make them laugh. And they're like, oh, he's so cool and cute and stuff. And then that was that. But yeah, in my high school, I was pretty popular amongst the chicks. I wasn't popular like school-wide. I was more like infamous.
Okay.
Like, I wasn't famous. I wasn't popular. I was infamous. There's like a clear like distinction because I was like MGTOW. I was doing my own thing. I wasn't trying to be with the cool kids. I hung out with like a couple of nerds, but the ladies loved me. Like I could flirt my ass off. You know what I'm saying? So I was cool with the chicks. So it was like I was kind of like untouchable.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm trying to think. Do we have any guys like that at my school? I don't know. I was dating an older guy at that time. And I used to get irritated with everybody at school, and I was just like I was a raging bitch all the time, just because people just used to annoy me like all the time. I remember I had this one friend. Oh my God. And he actually found me on Facebook like years later. His name was Davon. He was like 9 feet tall. He had the biggest hands, and he would just come up to me.
This is a black guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to come up. He was so sweet though. He used to come up to me and always want to shake my hand, and he would do it so hard. I'm like, what are you doing? He was a joker, but he actually went on to play pro ball in Germany.
Did you date jocks?
Did I date jocks?
You look like the type that dated the jocks. Like you dated the star on a football team.
No, I used to mess around with them though.
I know it. You definitely were like the hot chick that got the jocks.
Well, I could, but the thing is like my neighbor was a football player. So what happened was,
what happened was
we used to go over there. And hang out, and he would invite us to parties, and he had a really cute friend. And I think his friend was into my stepsister, but we used to hang out with all of them. It was fun. So I went from hanging out with jocks, and then I went from the jocks to the skater boys, to like the rockers.
Okay.
So
what was your goth stage?
It was like when I was like 17 to 20.
Okay. And that's like the crossover between rock and goth.
Well, I wasn't really goth. I was more into I was into rock, I was into punk, and I was like into psychobilly, but I used to go to the goth clubs because everybody used to go to the goth clubs, and they were fun.
She redacted some details there.
They were fun because you would get to dress up really cute. I remember this one time. So I went to go to this famous, it's called Bar Sinister. It's closed now. It was like where you go, that like all the rockers, all the boys and the bands used to go. Yeah. And my friend that had a crush on me, my best friend, I was like, what should I wear tonight? Because his parents would always let him stay the night at my house. And he's like, oh, you should wear this white shirt and this turquoise mini skirt. And he purposely had me dress in white because everyone else was wearing black, and he didn't want people to pay attention to me.
He set you up.
He did set me up. But yeah, it was, but I don't discriminate. If I vibe with somebody, I vibe with them. And yeah.
Natasha Kayleen is in the chat acting up over Mr. Big Hands. Shout out to Natasha Kayleen, $5 super chat. She said, married could be worse. Women sleep around at work pretending they don't get adequate attention, but they are unwilling to put in work. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So Kyle Lance, $9.99 super chat. Time for another shot. I don't know about that. I'm feeling saucy already. I'm a lightweight.
But ultimately, when let's get back to Starfuckers. Ultimately about
I just got my hair did, so I got to keep it wrapped up.
Okay. How does, well, I want to ask about that, but
yeah.
But basically, starfuckers are women that try to elevate themselves because they ain't got nothing going on. Or if they do have something going on, they need to sleep with these men to elevate themselves. I know many women that have done it. It's pretty common in the industry, in the music industry, and entertainment industry, because women, whatever, but women still feel the need that they need to do that. Me, luckily, in my industry, I didn't have to fuck anyone to where I got. I just was the only girl in crypto for a very long time, and I put them up with the boys.
Yeah, grifting with the coochie.
Well, I don't have to grift.
No, not you, but I'm saying that's what the star fucker is. They're grifting with the coochie.
They grift with the coochie, and I get it. I understand, because women always want a man to come in and to rescue us, to be like our knight in shining armor. And I would be nice if I had a man that helped me do stuff and help me run my business and do different things. It'd be nice to be managed. I know a lot of women, also too, you guys, most women you see on Instagram and social media, it's not them running the account. It's their boyfriend or their manager.
Yeah. Sometimes, I would say most of the time.
Most of the time, there's a very well-known female influencer. I thought it was her running her account, or there's a man running her account. I'm not gonna say who it is though.
Yeah. I think the problem I've seen with a lot of women is fear and doubt. Fear and doubt holds them back. Like, oh my God, should I post this on social media? And it's just like, yeah, just post it. Like, shut up and just do it, right?
Yeah.
And they let just the fear of judgment hold them back.
Yeah, me, I don't care. I say whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of masculine energy with you, so it's much different.
Yeah, I mean, I've really been working on being more feminine though.
I mean, you are feminine. You have like the perfect balance, right? Because you don't allow the femininity to hold you back. Like, you make content, you're out here, you're moving, you're hustling. So you have like that perfect balance. And I think that's why you're successful. Whereas most women, they have too much feminine energy, no masculine energy at all. And they're just susceptible to their emotions, which holds them back.
Well, the emotions, they come, even with men, emotions come into play. Like you see a lot of male investors, especially in crypto. It's like Bitcoin drops. Like, I think it dropped like $3,000 and people are crying. I'm like, stop being fucking pussies.
I don't even look at the price of Bitcoin.
It doesn't matter. Like if you're not in a trade, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But it's like, because like my portfolio fluctuates 6 figures some days. And it's like, oh my God, this is, it's a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this is my job. This is what I do long term. I believe, if I'm going to believe in this stuff long term, I got to take that 6-figure hit some days, but it'll go back up.
Right. Absolutely.
So anyways.
Big baller. She said, I'm taking 6-figure hits. Y'all better step y'all game up. She's taking 6-figure hits on Bitcoin. Just letting you know what type of money she playing with. I'm trying to be like Wendy O when I grow up.
I'm clipping that.
Do it.
I'm going to clip that. All right. We got to talk about, do you want to talk about the email I got at my daughter's school? You want to talk about?
Let's talk about the email.
All right.
Email had me like, oh my God.
All right. So let me pull the email up so I can read it to everybody. I have to be careful. I can't say what school it's from because I'm not trying to dox too much. So for some backstory for the people that are watching, for our amazing audience, basically I got an email from my daughter's preschool. And when we're talking about my daughter's preschool, we're talking about this preschool. This facility is for children that are infants to probably about 5 years old. This is a preschool. It is on a college campus. These kids my daughter's school was actually very diverse. There was Latinos, there was Asians, there was whites, there was Black people, all different backgrounds there. My daughter's best friend at the school was actually a Japanese girl. So my daughter knows no color, like at all. I get an email from the preschool, which my daughter doesn't even go there anymore because they've been closed for God knows how long. But they still send like updates and stuff. So I get an email. It says, addressing the violence against Americans, how to talk to your child about anti-R. And it said, we would like to remiss if we did not address the heinous acts of R and V that occurred last week in Atlanta, resulting in the D of 8 people, 6 who were A. This comes within a year of increased violence, hate, and xenophobia against American, P Islander community. As parents, educators, caretakers, and as adults that may have young children in our lives, have an opportunity to model an inclusive environment that denounces R and fights for equality of R justice. Below, you will find information about organization called Embrace Race, and they linked to some classes, and the webinar was titled V Against Americans, How Do We Support the Children? And then it also has additional links on how to address here are additional related articles, how to talk to kids about anti-AR, and then a documentary about all PBS, all different kinds of documentary and links.
Press 1 in the chat if you understand what people she's talking about and the redacted point she made. Press 2 if you don't understand, and I'll explain it to you. But I think everybody should be able to pick up on what's going on here. What are your thoughts on this email?
My daughter is 4 years old. My daughter is 4 years old. She has no idea. She knows people maybe look different. Yeah. But she's never been, hey, mommy, that kid is this color. The only thing she really knows is if somebody is a boy or a girl. And because she likes princesses and like superheroes. And she also, and maybe if somebody has like a crutch or if they have like in a wheelchair, but even if somebody does have some sort of facial disability or looks a little bit different, she won't even really notice that. My daughter actually has a picture of her and some kids that she met at Chuck E. Cheese that are a different race than her, and is not really aware. I don't know if it's because her daddy is a little bit darker than mommy, or I don't know. But I don't know why we need to talk to our or my 4-year-old daughter about the R word.
Can I ask you why you're redacting some of these terms?
Just for the algo.
Oh, okay. Brilliant.
Just in case.
It totally makes sense. Do you know my take on all of this?
Go ahead. I'd like to hear it.
All right. So we said that when President T was lost the election to President B, that POC would end up in the back of the bus, especially the darker complected. We'd go to the back of the bus. What I didn't know is that we would be replaced by A and P people. Didn't see that coming. I knew we'd become secondary. I thought it'd be secondary to the rainbow people, but apparently we become second to the A and the P people. And that's because they don't want us to criticize the country in which the A people come from, or the large country in which some of these A people come from. They don't want us to criticize that because, well, they're in the pocket of the blue whites. So here we have it. A lives matter. B lives no longer matter. We've taken a back seat. I saw Dionne Warwick this week saying A lives matter and we need to do something about this. I'm just wondering why B people take on everybody's struggle. I don't understand it. I get it, but I don't understand it. I'm not with it.
So I guess it goes back to ALM at this point.
Yes, that's the new move. That's the new move because, well, there are new masters.
Also, too, people like to classify white people. If you have light skin, you're white, no matter what. And
yes.
And I think that actually is a bad thing to do because we saw that man that did those heinous acts, that he was not even a white man.
Well, that's dangerous. Argument. That was the big argument this week. They were saying just because he's from this country doesn't mean he's not a white man. What's your take on that?
He's not.
I have some pushback on that.
Okay, that's fine. But you have to, the way that I'm looking at it is the way he's going to culturally identify himself is that he is not. And the way his people would, they're not going to say that they are.
Right. That's correct. That's what makes this conversation very nuanced. Because legally, they're white.
Yes.
Legally. Culturally, they're not. So when people are arguing about this week, I'm like, why are y'all arguing over this shit, yo? He murdered a bunch of people. That shit ain't cool. It is what it is. Like, let's worry about the family, you know? Like I put out a tweet. I said, everybody's worried about if he's white or not. Nobody's concerned about if their families are okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you got some pedantic people out here who are like, of course the families wouldn't be okay, right? And I'm like, it's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, are they okay financially, right? Can they bury their dead? You know, what can we do to help them? Because some people, we know emotionally family members aren't going to be okay. But what about financially? Did this person have a will? Did this person have life insurance? Who was dependent on this person? So are the families okay from a financial standpoint is the big question, right? We know they're going to be distraught emotionally. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody's worried about the wrong things. It's like, what's the ethnicity of this person? And I'm just like, why does that matter?
Well, the way I was brought up, because I was talking with my mom about it, she said, in her opinion, she said that she's not white. And the reason why she's not white is because her parents are like, they were born another.
Yeah, mama said this?
Yeah, my mom said that.
Okay.
And she said because they're Italian and they came from other countries, and then they came to the United States from Italy. And she said because when her grandpa came over here, he had to mark that he was dark or he was brown or something like that on his things. And she's like, up until like the 80s or the 70s, we were not considered as white people. She's like, what they did is they just grouped us in with all the English people that have been here for a million years. And they kind of took away our struggle, and they didn't really say, oh, you know, you guys had to deal with this X, Y, and Z, this R. And she's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, there's one type of white woman I really love, and it's Italian women. Yes. Italian women are hot. I ain't even gonna hold you. Italian women look really, really good. I don't know. They just do. In the town I grew up in, it was full of Italian girls. A lot of Italian. It was mostly like Italian and Jewish. In fact, in high school, I had a Jewish girlfriend.
Did you?
Yeah. Her name was Liad, and she was from Israel, so she was like Jew. Yeah.
She was super Jew.
She was super Jew, yeah. So yeah, that's the type of environment I grew up in, and she was pretty hot. I think there was, in hindsight, I think there was some racism because like me and her used to like make out in the hallway, and people used to be like, "Ew, why is he kissing her?" And I'm just like, maybe they were saying that because she was Jewish, and they were like racist.
Probably.
I never understood, like, like, what's wrong? Like, why are you saying ill? You know what I mean? But that was like weird. I think that was my only, I guess we can say semi-Caucasian experience as a young kid. Because I think I made out with this other one white girl, but she wasn't like my girlfriend. In fact, the Jewish girl actually stole her from somebody else. You want to hear that story? Let me tell you that story.
Yeah, let me hear this story.
This is the type of guy I was. So it was my birthday.
Okay.
And me and my friends were gathering at my house. And my parents used to come home late. So it's just like my house was the party house, right? Every day after school, my house was the party house. I'd kick them out like when my mom's on the way home. So, and she didn't care. Like she'd come home and see people in the house and she'd be like, she didn't really care. She's just tired, right? My dad worked nights, so it was like, whatever. So it was my birthday and we were all gathering. And like one of my closest homies was her boyfriend. He was supposed to be there. And it was just like, where he at, yo? Like, we supposed to be celebrating. Like, where you at? But she was there. His girlfriend was there. And we were inside my house. And the lights was off. And I cut on some R&B on the CD player. And we had the whole, surround sound. My dad was big into electronics. So, we had the speakers bumping the 12-inch woofers. And I was playing some Brian McKnight or something like that.
Okay. I know what that when they put that on at the little kickback, everybody got on a couch with their mate, and that was it. I remember.
You remember Brian McKnight, right? Oh man. So I put the Brian McKnight on. One thing led to another. We was making out. So then after we made out, I called him like, yo, where you at? Yo, like, why you ain't? And he made it some excuse. He ain't know I was. So, she broke up with him. And then she was my girlfriend for like a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Little Jewish girl. Her pops had money. I remember I went over her house and I was just like, damn, like, dude got money. And he was mad cool. I came over there. He was like, yo, check out my vinyl albums and da-da-da-da-da.
Nice.
Yeah, it was real dope. Yeah. So, one of my first Caucasian experiences with a Jewish girl.
See, Jews, we get down.
Oh, she had a nice rack too. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
That's another story for another day. But yeah, it's a very as far as the kids go, leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone.
Yeah. I always tell this story, when Donald Trump was elected. I didn't understand it prior to, but my kids came home and they're just like sad. Usually they come home and they're like loud and obnoxious and it's like, ah. Today they came home, they just dropped their book bags, heads was hanging low. And I'm just like.
Today?
No, this is when 2016, when President T won the election. It's like the day after he won the election. And their heads were just down. They were just like all out of it. And I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Because it just seemed off. And they were like, everybody was sad today. And I was like, why? And they were like, because President T won the election. And I'm just like, damn. Like, it affected it went from the teachers and the staff, like, because remember, this is vibrational. Like, vibrationally, you could affect people around you. So if the teachers are all off, you affect the children. So I had to sit them down and give them a good old lecture about what was going on in the country. And they were probably in like second or third grade at this point.
How sad.
Sad, yeah. So it's just like everything we do as adults are affecting the kids. Like one of the things I tweet from time to time is, yo, don't forget the kids is watching, even on social media. We're talking about people who could be 16, 17, 18. You know what I mean? Like I remember speaking to somebody when they hit 21, they were like, yo, I've been following you since I was in high school and you like changed the way I think. Like you really helped mold me and it had me thinking like, yo, holy shit, like kids are watching. And that was one of the things that had me like, yo, the kids is watching us, so we have to set a certain example out here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it goes to show you that as adults, we can affect the next generation. But we got to operate accordingly. So this whole A Lives Matter stuff, like going to, these young kids, like, this is just terrible. Shout out to Chad Lemoyne, 49 Super Chat. He said, shout out to Brian McKnight. I proposed to my wife with Mara Lee playing in the background. Yo, Brian McKnight was the GOAT, man.
Mm-hmm. I
remember when Brian McKnight came out, I had a 97 Honda Accord, and we used to pick up these girls in like 3 towns over. And my homeboy was making out with his girlfriend in the back. I'll be making out with my girlfriend in the front to Brian McKnight, man. Brian McKnight used to have this shit going crazy.
Who else? I'm trying to think of who else had some good.
Case. We was listening to a lot of Case personal conversations. That's the blue CD. Drew Hill.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Drew Hill was going crazy at that time. Usher.
I remember Usher in 6th grade. The dances.
Word. Usher had his shit going crazy. Jagged Edge.
Oh my God, yes.
Jagged Edge.
That song, Marry Me.
Let's Get Married.
Yeah, that one.
Let's get married. Yeah.
And you know what song I heard the other day, and I was skipping on the radio and I died.
What?
Cisco, the thong song.
Yo, it plays on Sirius Radio all the time on Fly. I was about to, because Drew Hill had me thinking Cisco, but Cisco was after. He went solo after. But yes, Cisco, when Cisco came out with that album, oh my God, yes. Boys to Men, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was more of an R&B guy than I was a rap guy.
Right. But everybody remember from that era, everybody remembered the thong song.
Yeah.
And it was very racy back then. It was very like scandalous because thongs are just becoming like a thing.
Right.
And it was like, oh my God, a thong.
Thong. And that's normal now.
Yes.
On Instagram, like all the girls wear thongs on the beach now.
Yes. But back then, if you were like in Miami, it was acceptable, but it was still like racy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. But now, I wore a thong my whole pregnancy. A thong
on the
bikini.
beach?
Hell yeah.
In public?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What did hubby say?
Oh, he was all for it.
For real?
Yes.
Booty cheeks all out?
Yes.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if my lady go on the beach with her ass out. What's going on? Where was y'all at? Cabo?
No, we were in Laguna Beach.
Local?
Yes.
The locals looking at the booty cheeks?
I had a big old belly too. With the
belly and your ass out.
Yes.
Belly out, ass out.
I worked so hard on my body back then. So hard on my body. We planned the pregnancy. I knew I was going to get pregnant. I wanted to be that pregnant lady that just had a good physique. And I had an amazing physique when I was pregnant. And people would compliment me all the time. And I used to wear my thong bikini, my Lulu Fama bikini. It was called Bombshell Red, and I still have it. And I looked very good.
I would have had a heart attack.
Why?
I would have passed out. I would have passed out. If my woman was on the beach pregnant with her ass out, I'd have been like, Lord, I can't. My ego too fragile for that.
He loved it.
Did he?
He loved it.
Y'all different. This is some Cali shit.
This is some Cali stuff. But I just remember, okay, you have to also remember too, when I was growing up, I remember Demi Moore on the cover. I forget what cover of the magazine it was. She was pregnant. I think it was Demi Moore. Was it Demi Moore? The famous, iconic Demi Moore. She was pregnant. She was naked and she was just covered. It was so sexy and so beautiful. And I remember when I was a teenager or whenever it came out, I was like, if I ever have kids, that's going to be me. I'm going to be fit. I'm going to be in shape. I'm not going to become a fat slob and I'm going to be sexy. And I did it.
I used to love Demi Moore.
I watched Striptease the other night.
Did you?
I love it.
I forgot about that movie.
It's on Netflix.
You know who I loved? I loved Demi Moore. I was in love with Sandra Bullock.
She's cute. I actually knew someone that looked like her.
Oh, she's so fucking hot. And Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
I love Jamie Lee Curtis.
Really?
What?
Really?
What? In True Lies?
This is the thing. I really loved Pamela Anderson and I really love Carmen Electra. And the reason why I love Carmen Electra, because Carmen Electra was brunette and I had brown hair and she made me feel like okay to be brunette.
Yeah. A Carmen Electra, Daisy Fuentes, Pamela Anderson, that's like cheat codes. Like Carmen Electra and Pamela Anderson, like everybody loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jamie Lee Curtis though. Oh, who's Pretty Woman?
Julia Roberts.
Oh, my baby. Oh, I love Julia. And Soleil Moon Frye.
She's pretty too, yeah.
Oh man. Can I tell you a story about Soleil Moon Frye?
Please.
Oh man. My mama had a work trip in California. This is when she was Punky Brewster. Now I'm a little kid and I got a crush on Punky Brewster. And we at Disneyland. And who's at Disneyland? Punky fucking Brewster. And I never forget there was like this little rope. So like the star was like she was on that side, I was on this side. And I took a picture with Punky Brewster. And my mom couldn't get the camera right or something. And my mom to this day will tell you the story about how I was so upset that she couldn't get my picture with Soleil Moon Frye.
Oh.
I mean, I used to watch Punky Brewster all the time. I was in love with Punky Brewster. And she couldn't get my picture. And still to this day, Mama, you messed up my moment.
How dare you? You leave Mom alone.
How dare you?
No, you leave Mom alone.
No, how dare she mess up my picture with Punky Brewster? You know it's so bad that follow Soleil Moon Frye on Twitter now. I'm terrible. I loved her, man.
Whoever's watching this, please Photoshop Hotep with her in some sort of picture. Please do it. I will retweet it. We gotta make this man's dream come true. All right, last topic.
Oh wait. I did get a chance to get followed by one of my crushes.
Who? Oh, Kirstie Alley?
Kirstie Alley. That was one of my boos. Yo, that was I loved Kirstie Alley. She was another one I really, really digged, yo. But for white women, you know what I mean? For white women. That was my top picks. For black women, it was like Stacey Dash. I still can't get her to tweet me back. I met her. I met Stacey Dash. She's with her husband. Right? She's with her husband. This is 2017. I don't even act like he's not even there. I didn't know that was her husband. I was like, that must be a bodyguard. I'm flirting with her the whole time we backstage at Brandon Strock's walkaway event. I'm backstage because I'm Hotep Jesus, so you know I got backstage access. I just walk back there like, I'm Hotep Jesus. I'm supposed to be here. And she was back there, and I'm flirting, and she's just giggling and laughing, and then I took the picture with her, and we have the most perfect picture, but she won't tweet me back. She won't follow me back. I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt till this day. And the other one was Halle Berry.
Oh yeah, she's.
But Halle Berry and Boomerang, specifically. That's the one with Eddie Murphy, David Allen Greer, John Witherspoon, Martin Lawrence, classic Boomerang, Robin Givens, Grace Jones. This is an old black movie classic. But I love Halle. In that movie specifically, I loved Halle Berry. Those was my top picks. But Stacey Dash was always number one.
I remember who my crushes are. I really loved Mark McGrath because I went through a white boy phase.
That was the country singer.
No, he was the lead singer from Sugar Ray because everybody loved him. So I thought he was
in country music?
No, it's like white people music.
Oh, okay.
I loved him. And then I loved David Boreanaz from Angel. It was another guy. It was like the Angel and Buffy. I was on TV. I thought he was so cute. But I always loved Johnny Depp. But now my tastes have changed. My
fiance loves Johnny Depp.
He's immaculate.
He's a hot white man. If I was gay, I'd screw him.
But now my tastes have changed. They've changed.
Yeah?
Yes.
So to what?
I have like a really big crush. I have two big crushes.
Who?
Two big crushes. The first one is Miguel. Absolutely immaculate man. Oh my goodness. He's
a singer.
I love musicians. They are poison. That's my poison is musicians.
Okay.
Tattoos. I like, please. And then the guy from 365 Days, his name, he goes by Massimo. I love him. And then Rio from Good Girls. I can't.
I don't even know who these people is.
He is like, he's married, but he's immaculate.
Yo, Dax, stop playing with me, Dax.
What'd he say?
That he's going to clip it. What I said about Johnny Depp. Yo, I'm blocked on Twitter. You clip that.
Can you clip the one of me talking about Miguel? Maybe he'll see that. And then maybe can you clip the one with me talking about Massimo because he's like
You know what I'm into these days?
What?
Older white women.
Older white
I don't know, it's just like so attractive to me for some reason.
women.
I think because I'm old now. I mean, you know what it is? It's like they're sweet. They have this like level of sweetness you can't find in any other woman. It's this level of like,
What type of white woman though? Because there's different types.
it's like, it's very nurturing.
Okay.
Like moths are very nurturing.
Okay.
I think because they're in that like mother going towards grandmother phase, that they're very nurturing and caring and loving and whatnot. So I really love moths, like not sexually, of course, but it's just like,
It's like it's comforting.
yeah, it's very comforting.
There's something special about an older woman that's been through some shit that when they talk to you and they're like, baby, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right. And even
Yeah.
like for me, like Latino women, like Mexican women, because when I used to work at a thrift store, they would just be very like, mija, it's gonna be okay, don't worry. And you know when somebody hits you with the mija, it's okay.
What's mija mean?
Mija in Spanish, it's like baby girl or little girl, and
Okay.
mijo is like little boy, little boy, young
Yeah.
boy. My I call my daughter Mija because her great grandma, who's no longer with us, my husband's grandma, she would always be like, Mija, come here, and she would tell that mijo to my husband.
Somebody said like Hillary Clinton. No, not like Hillary Clinton.
Oh, that segues into the next topic.
Somebody said like Betty White. Yes, definitely like Betty White. Like Betty White is a white woman I'd cuddle with. I need to cuddle with her for at least like a movie. I want to Netflix and chill with Betty White.
You would have loved my grandma Rose. She was so sweet. You go into her house and the woman will feed you, and she would sit at the table with her hands crossed, her little feet like in her nightgown, her little feet like barely touching the floor because she was so tiny.
I'm in love.
And she was just so sweet. I remember when she was like passing away in the hospital, what I did is I walked up to her and I grabbed her hand and I just had her hand on my face.
Oh God.
Because you can just feel grandma's hit harder.
Oh, the vibrations from grandma. Can I tell you, I had to do the eulogy at my grandma's funeral.
Oh.
I stood up there. I was good the whole time. Nigga, I got up on the goddamn stage, and it wasn't even like, I didn't cry out of sadness. I cried because I got up there and I looked at the congregation and I was like, all these people showed up for my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, that's wild that people showed up for her funeral that like really cared. And it shows like the impact she had on the community. So we flew out to Jamaica and we had it out there in Jamaica because she's from Jamaica. And I broke down like a goddamn baby.
Aww.
My uncle had to get up. He had to come next to me and rub my back. And I had to read it. I thought like, they asked me, it's like, Brian, do you want to do the thing? Yeah, I got this. I'll read it. Yeah, no doubt. I got this. I got up there and they got on the words and the tears just came. I was like, love my grandma. I thought I had it under control. I thought I had it. I did not. I did not. Nick Bergstrom said, Fada Supcha, he said, Vera Amiga, specifically from The Departed, was banging. I don't even know who that is. Let me go Google it. Oh, that reminds me. Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, Vera Farmiga. Now, this is my type of woman. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Yes. I could dig this. I don't even know why. Like, she looks really average, but I love average looking chicks. You know what I hate? I hate a real pretty bitch.
Why?
I don't know. It just seemed like too much.
You know what? I feel the same way. And the reason why I feel the same way is like the men that are like super, super, super handsome, they know they are, and they'll treat you like shit.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's the ego that comes with it that I'm just like turned off of. I love a nice, down-to-earth woman.
like they can be the hottest man and I could be very physically attracted to them, but it just feels cringy talking to them because they got that energy like, oh, I can do the. It's like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. I hate a pretty bitch.
Oh, speaking of pretty bitch, you remember that song from Little Mama? My lip gloss is cool. My lip gloss is popping.
Yeah.
She has a podcast, but apparently she's starting a movement like about being heterosexual.
Yo, I saw that.
Yes.
That's radical.
I was like, really?
That's radical. She had a joke. She said, how could I be transphobic when I'm literally Bow Wow? Remember everybody used to say she looked like Lil Bow Wow? That's what everybody used to say. It's like, yo, that's Lil Bow Wow.
Oh my, he was I was not a fan of his.
Nah?
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little kid back then.
I'm trying to think, what rappers did I like? I always thought Pac was attractive. Who else?
Yo, chicks used to date me because they thought I looked like Pac.
Really? I don't think so.
I promise you. That's what everybody used to say, I look like Pac.
I used to think 50 Cent was attractive and Lloyd Banks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, my fiance was in love with 50 Cent. I was pissed off the day he kissed her on the cheek. Because I used to work for 50.
I know.
So, you know, she was around. I had my daughter in his commercial and shit like that. And, you know, they met and he kissed him on the cheek. And I'm just like, don't touch that woman, nigga. I'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? She used to have a big crush on 50 back in the day. Hotep Tiger 49 Sutra, he said, when I'm drunk, I hit on malls too. I feel like malls, you know what I love? I love being appreciated, right? And I feel like malls appreciate when you flirt with them. I really just love malls. And you make their day, right? Because who hits on malls? Like nobody, right? So it's just like, I just love making people's day. So it's like, you hit on malls, it's great. Hotep Tiger said, when I mean hit, I mean flirt in the club. Yes. We get it, bro. Exactly.
Or the Target at the grocery store.
I don't go to the grocery store. That's a woman's place.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Anyways, let's talk about, we got one more topic.
Natasha Kayleen said I look like Pac. See, there it go again.
You don't though.
A lot of people say I do. I've gotten that a lot over the course of my life.
Really?
Yeah. I used to think I was Pac too. In freshman year of high school, I thought I was Pac. Couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, what's the album Against Me or something like that? I forget what the album was. But I used to think I was Pac, man. I used to wear the red bandana to school and everything.
I see the red bandana right now. I'm not seeing the resemblance.
I don't see it no more. But back in the day, like a lot of chicks used to say, I look like Pac. I guess maybe the hair, but when I had a shortcut, like the Caesar, a lot of people say I resembled them. But again, all black people look alike to white folks.
No, that is not true. That is not true.
Yo, one time this white woman came to me. She's like, you look like Barack Obama. I'm like, oh my God, lady. Not all black people look alike.
They don't. There's very, 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 very different. Very, very, very different.
B Weezy Bird, Me Against the World. Thank you. B Weezy Bird said, at college, I told her mom she got good genes and started grinding on me at the bar. Yo, I was on a cruise once. I had to be no more than 17. Ma was grinding on me in the club. Never forget. Never forget. And she was kind of thick too, like she was wide. And she was dancing all on me, and I was like, hey. You ever seen that movie, How to Be a Player?
I did. I don't remember anything about it, but I seen it.
Bill Bellamy. And
what happened to him?
Who knows? I think he's still doing stand-up comedy, though. I think I've seen like flyers of him doing stand-up comedy here and there.
Okay.
But one of the things in the movie was like find the ugly chick in the building and flirt with her, right? That always stuck with me. So when I was young, I used to go to the club. I used to dance with the fat girls. And it was perfect because it would get me like warmed up and in the mood to party. I used to flirt with the fat girls.
Okay.
And then eventually like the hot girls would be like, why are you flirting with her? And they would gravitate towards me. It actually worked.
I just used to walk into places and that would be it.
Well, that's different. Like you're a girl and you're not ugly and fat. It's like a cheat code. Like all the guys are gonna come to you. You walk in the club and you're like a fucking light, and they're like malls.
At the crypto conferences, the parties, this shit is so funny. It's too easy, man.
They all hit on you. Oh my! Probably because you're the only hot chick there.
The only girl there. I'm like, I'll take you guys to the strip club. I'll get you some bitches.
Oh my God.
I troll them so hard. It's just so funny. All right. I can't help it though. I'm just like.
See, Dax knows. He said that shit works. Hell yeah, that shit works. Fat girls, I'm telling you. Go in the club, dance with the fat girls to get you warmed up and to get you chicks like looking at you.
I don't know. Anyways, so what happened with Mr. Do you want me to read the tweet?
Yes.
Let's do that. Let me grab the thing. It's in the bookmarks. Oh, and your vice president, she's A now, right?
Amazingly. She's racially shapeshifted again. Shapeshifted. Shout out to Jason George, 1999 super chat. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, so this is from Breaking 911. Just in, VP Kamala Harris will talk with BC on Friday about the impact of STUPID-19 on women and empowering women and girls in the United States around the world. Okay, so let's talk about a few things here.
All right.
First and foremost, I do not want an SO talking to me about empowerment. I am a survivor. I do not want a man who has priors talking to me about how I'm feeling or different things that I have been through, even though he was not the one that did me wrong. Get the fuck out of my face. I am not interested in hearing your BS. I'm not interested in being gaslit by you. I'm not interested in you telling me anything about myself. I will talk to a man that is going to protect me, a man that's going to listen to me, a man that's going to be sympathetic, a man that maybe had similar things happen to him. I would trust him. I ain't talking to you. And let me tell you something. I am not talking to a woman on a pedestal that she doesn't have the same story as me or even similar to me. I don't want to hear her talk to me about my trauma because she don't know. Unless you've been through something similar, get the fuck out of my face.
Our body quotes right there.
And where the fuck were you when all of this happened? When this first started happening? Because we're seeing rates of DV increase. We're seeing rates of S increase. We're seeing a lot of very, 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 anytime I go on Twitter, there's somebody I know that has a family member or friend that has taken their LIFE because of depression and different things. So there's some serious stuff going on. Why are we talking about this now after it's been a year in? Where were you people in the midst of all of this? Why wasn't there money donated to these shelters? Why weren't more shelters set up? And now you're coming in after everything's opening up and you're going to grift and you're going to be like, oh, let's help talk about this. No.
After you caused it.
Exactly.
The rise in the S, the rise in DV, the rise in ST. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to know how this conversation, because they use the term here, empowering women and girls in the U.S. around the world.
Wait. Why and I'm all for helping people in other countries, but we have a problem in the United States. I like to keep my house clean before I go and I preach and I do X, Y, and Z. Why are we worrying about people from other places when our own are hurting?
It's a good question.
And I'm not discounting them because they matter too. But before you can heal others, at least have some sort of hold or some sort of program in place to help your own.
Right. You got to take care of home first. B Weezy Bird said, Kofi Wendy. He is here. I just don't get it. All I see is grifting. Shout out to grifties.com. Make sure I go nominate and vote for your favorite grifters. I think it's really sad too that people in a position of power have created this life-changing event, world-changing event, and then now they decide to grift off of it. And then they want to pull women into it.
Oh, we're not even allowed to say that because my struggle as a woman is no longer really a struggle because it doesn't include the T women.
That is like the ultimate form of misogyny.
To me, it is because I carried a child for 9 months in my stomach. I nursed her off of my body. I kept her alive. I have periods every month. Those are not fun. I suffer from what the hell is it called? The PMDD, whatever. My hormones are absolutely cuckoo sometimes. I'm in pain every month, man. I get a little crazy like a week before. And, nobody cares about that. But now and this is all women. It's women of color. It's women of all different backgrounds that we're getting slighted. So how are you going to talk about empowering us when you basically have taken specific terms away from us? Like we can't call it breastfeeding anymore. What else?
Can't call you a mother.
You can't call me a mother anymore. You can't use the term grandmother anymore. That's offensive to people. So how are you going to talk about empowering me when you're taking specific gender terms away from me that make me feel empowered?
This is all hypocritical. Because they said that they're not going to use these terms in Congress anymore, but yet they're going to grift off of the term now. We're in a really weird place in history.
It's very bizarre to me. But on a positive note, I actually found out today that Avon, that cringy beauty company, Avon has donated millions and millions and millions of dollars for DV awareness.
Really?
And oh yeah, I watched a TikTok, and this woman who is a Avon rep, she said, and she was a military wife, married to her husband for 30 years. She said she keeps I guess her license, not her license, but her position or whatever. She keeps it open because if you are suffering or you're in trouble, you're in a bad spot, and you see an Avon representative, because the Avon representatives used to come into the home and showcase the beauty, you can go to your Avon representative and say, I need to speak to your district manager. I need help with something. And it's a safe place for you to reach out and say, I'm being hurt, and they will take you and they will put you somewhere safe. And so it's something that a lot of people do not know. So if you're struggling or know somebody who's struggling, go to the Avon website. They have a plethora of information. They have multiple charities. And during STUPID-19, they actually created a brand new charity to focus on getting people out of the household or getting them help that are being impacted or stuck with their abusers.
That's powerful. Shout out to Avon.
So I will support, even though I don't like their makeup, I will be a customer for life for that reason, because the money that I spend on that stuff is going to go to actually support a cause. And that's the type of stuff I want my money to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good cause. B Weezy Bird said, Wendy, how do you feel about the recent commercials and advertisements of pregnant women in the military and sports? Did you hear about that?
In sports, a pregnant woman in sports
and military.
Okay, let's dissect these and let's separate it first. So we have a pregnant woman in sports. What type of sports is it? Is it all
First of all,
sports?
women shouldn't play sports. They should be at home in the kitchen cooking rice.
Ignore him. Let's get back to the facts here. Sports are healthy for you. If you have daughters, they should all be enrolled in martial arts. They should be enrolled in sports. Obviously separate from the boys for obvious reasons. I do think that it's women in sports while they're pregnant. To a certain extent, yes, but it depends what it is. Like I continue to work out my entire pregnancy because I was already working out prior and the doctor said it was fine. But I wasn't like boxing and I wasn't wrestling. I wasn't doing anything that could hit or impact my child. And I also stopped bodyboarding because I used to bodyboard at the time. I stopped any sport. A woman, if they're pregnant, should not be doing a sport that could potentially impact the fetus, like getting hit with a ball or getting hit with something. I don't think they should. A pregnant woman in the military, no way. If they need to just be put on leave and that's it. And the government needs to pay for or whatever. I don't know the correct answer, but they need to be put on leave or something. They should not be.
She's just like running radio or simulations.
If she is home in the United States and there's no way that she can be harmed.
She's not in the middle of combat.
If she's not in the middle of combat, that's fine. If that's what she decides to do, that's fine.
I say no women in the military.
I don't think women should be in combat. I think if they want to be nurses, I think if they want to do things that they could not get hurt or injured, then yes. If they want to answer phones, if they want to be in the lab being an engineer. Huh?
Nurses.
Anything that's not on hand-to-hand combat or in the field, it's just not, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Nurses, communication, those are the only places in the military suitable for a woman.
Engineer too, that's okay.
Engineer.
Yeah.
Anything away from combat.
I agree.
Even though anyone can pull a trigger. I do think that there's that one window during the month where women might be effective in combat, though. She might be more effective than a man.
That's true. But I feel like part of this is the thing. People want things to be even and they want everybody to have equal rights. That's not the way that this world works. So if you want to be treated equally as a woman, you're going to have to give some concessions to that. If you work in a male-dominated industry, you got to learn to play with the big boys because there ain't going to be no man protecting you. You're going to have to take the shit. I take shit every single day, and I am the least sexual person in my industry. I am very conservative with what I wear. That's why when people see me in shorts, they go crazier. Like I posted a picture of me in a dress the other day. People are like, oh my God, because I'm not
I told you was an influencer.
Okay, fine.
I told you. He came on the timeline with a bodycon dress on, looking like a straight up TikTok dot. I had to call out.
He's all your influencer.
It was the same week that I said she said, I don't know, influencers, thirst trap. And the same week I told her she was an influencer was the same week she came out with the dress thirst trap on. I had to call
I was feeling myself. I took my daughter to a tea party.
I know you was feeling yourself when you posted that picture. That's why I had to call you out. I said, nope, she's not about to do this on my watch. Nope, I will not stand for it. Not on my watch. There will be no thirst trapping from Wendy O on my timeline. That is little sis. I will not stand for it. She will be called out.
Elevate me on the grifties.
Go vote for Wendy O or grifties.com. I'm about to go. Actually, I voted for you today already, so I don't even got to go vote for you.
The hell you voting for me for?
I vote for you every day.
No, you don't.
I swear I do.
Why?
Because you're Wendy O. You're my co-host. There you is right now.
Oh, great.
Boom. You're right below NJ Governor Phil Murphy and above Nicole Hannah-Jones. The only people above you is Governor Murphy, Tyler Perry, and Jason Whitlock. So you in good company.
I like Tyler Perry. I like his movies. They're so cringy.
You right there.
But yeah, there's always a trade-off when it comes to women. They're like, why can't I find a good man? Well, it's because you want the same rights as them, and it's there. You should be able to have the same rights as them, but the same responsibilities, I guess, is what I'm saying. If you want to be treated old school, you're going to have to make some concessions and do some old school things, and that might require you to do some things that are not that are looked on upon in society, like be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen.
That's all.
It's not, I mean, it sucks, but it is the way of the work. And that's why the way of the world, that's why for 99% of the time, I present myself a specific way online, and I get treated with respect for the most part. I do got to do the occasional thirst trap because I got to know who I am. They got to remember.
Don't you forget it.
Don't you forget it. But realistically, if you wear provocative clothing, you're not going to get respect. And people will argue and they will say, well, women's rights, we should be treated equally. It don't work that way. Men's biology, their genetics, their makeup is different. It's different.
Judging y'all.
That's just the way they work. Just like if they were to see their homie doing some weird shit, they're going to be like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
It's the same shit. And
absolutely.
that's just my opinion. And maybe that's why I have people that aren't interested in working with me, the very big people in the space, because I speak very freely and I'm very honest, and I'm not going to change who I am or change the reality of the world to accommodate somebody else or make somebody else feel comfortable.
As you should.
So anyways.
Anna Florian, $10 super chat. She said, when I was pregnant, I watched Gilmore Girls a lot. My daughter would respond to the theme in utero and still does at 5. I can't imagine the impact of combat noises on a fetus. Good point.
That is a very, very good point, because they say my husband used to play. He loves that outlaw country stuff. So he used to play it all the time. So my daughter, when she came out of the womb, she would be calm listening to Hank Williams, because that's like what he listens to. That's what he likes. And then there's other things too that she responds to that I would talk to her about while she was in my tummy.
Yeah, I used to play math and science videos for my daughter while she was in the.
Amazing.
Yeah. So where could they be trying to go? What predictions do you have that could come of this COVID-19 impact on women thing? What do you think they're going to even be talking about? Because I just see grift, and I don't know what angle they're coming with.
There's nothing. What they're doing, the reason why they say is because they want to appease to the women, because they piss them off and are removing all of these terms that make us feel empowered. I'm empowered. When I get to tell people I'm a mom, I'm empowered. When I'm like, I'm an auntie, I'm empowered. Like, I get to say I'm a woman, that's empowering to me. I'm like, or even when I get to say I am a CEO, I'm the founder of my own company, of Beyond Associates, a CEO. That is powerful. Like, that is dope. Like, I get to tell my daughter, like, mommy is a founder. Like, mommy is a female business owner. Wow. This is amazing. But they're doing it because they've taken from us, and they need to appease the people, and they want to present it like they care, but because they don't care. Because if they cared, they wouldn't have said that, or they wouldn't have taken things away with us. And let me tell you something. I would rather have a man say, grab her by the pee, than them take away my titles as a woman. Because even if you're grabbing me by the pee, that's kind of hot.
Right. That's kind of hot.
Hey, babe.
Lord Jesus. You know what? I do have a prediction. You know what I think is going to happen? They're going to talk about first responders, and they're going to talk about the stabbies. They're going to talk about that damn needle, and the women who help manufacture the needle, to help women to talk about women that push people towards taking the needle and the stabbies. I think that's the angle they're coming with.
Whatever. It's a joke. It's a joke at this point, because there's been so many back and forth. At least with President T, we knew what we were getting. We knew the angle. It was very in your face. It was on social media. It was like, F you, I'm doing this. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And maybe there was some, and I'm not saying the man was perfect. I'm not, because he wasn't. He had flaws, but at least we knew what we were getting.
Right.
But now it's games. It's all this 3D chess, and no one knows what they're getting. We don't know what's going on. We're just kind of here watching it. And I feel disconnected from the people that are governing us. And the reason why is I don't see, like, we knew he was running his Twitter page, because
Yes.
what sane person tweets,
Nobody was going to tweet like Trump.
Nobody was. And at least, and I'm not, and again, you guys, I'm not saying I'm pro this or pro that. I'm just saying I like to know what I'm getting into.
Authenticity.
I like authenticity, and I felt like I was getting that. Even though I didn't agree with everything, I know what I'm getting into. But now I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't hear from him, and I don't hear from the VP. I don't know what's happening. I'm just hearing mainstream media, and who knows?
It's a very eerie place to be as an American citizen. It's a very, very eerie place to be. It's a very uncomfortable position to be, a very unsettling position to be in right now.
I agree.
When you have somebody who is a sitting president who you're not even sure is present, you're not even sure is making decisions, who you're not even sure is adding pushback to a conversation, which makes you wonder who's calling the shots.
And her, what is she doing?
Nothing.
So much for female empowerment.
We are in a really bad place as a country right now.
I'm calling Daddy Putin. That's it.
Putin's the only one that can save us.
How sad. Sad.
If you go look at the history of America, and I'm going to a little history tirade here, but when we go back to the Civil War, what a lot of people don't understand is that the reason why the United States of America owns the land called Alaska is because to pay back the debt to Russia for what they did to help us during the Civil War, to help the North during the Civil War, was because Russia came to the aid. The Tsar came to our aid. In fact, many people get the abolition of slavery wrong. They blame it on a whole lot of different things. But really, the abolition of slavery in America was a gesture to the Tsar because they eliminated the peasantry of their monarchy. And Lincoln wanted to send a good gesture to them and say, since we're going to ask for aid, we're going to match you and say we're not going to have slavery any longer, since you've pretty much abolished peasantry in your feudalist society. And that's really the history. If it wasn't for Russia, there would be no North winning the war, because the North was surrounded by the French and the English, to be quite frank. And they wouldn't have won the war. But it was the Russians who provided not only finances, but also sent over their navy. So Russia has always been an ally of America. It's only up until, recent history that, I would say probably starting at the Bolshevik Revolution and beyond, that they become a pseudo enemy. That's your history lesson for the day.
Wow. It's a lot to take in.
It's a lot. I have a new book coming out, which will reveal a lot about the history of our country and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So make sure y'all look out for that. Subscribe at hotepjesus.com.
Somebody said, do you agree with this or not? It might have been a meme, but they said the reason why they stopped teaching cursive in elementary school is so that the kids can't read is it the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights?
I would have to corroborate with that claim. And also there's other scripts that would be unread. A lot of letters and historical documents that were written in cursive would not be able to be deciphered by these young kids because they don't write in cursive. So I think it would go beyond the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and all of history that was written by hand. before the printing press.
How disgraceful.
Well, when you are in control, you would like to. I forget who the philosopher was that was advising Alexander the Great. And Alexander the Great had an ambition to educate the public. And I believe it was the Greek philosopher told him, no, that's not exactly what you don't want to do if you want to keep power. You do not want to educate and inform public because they would start making decisions on their own and you would lose power. And that was a valuable lesson that the ruling powers, the powers that be, have understood, is that if you can keep the public dumb, you can keep power. And thus we have the society we live in today, where you have a public that doesn't nurture education, doesn't covet intellectualism, and prefers to stay dumb, doesn't study, doesn't read, doesn't check the facts.
How pathetic that we have this in the palm of our hand. They give them for free. And you can literally, Google is free and you can search anything you want, but we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter. We are doing nothing.
Hotep is our last hope.
That's it.
Hotep or die.
That's it. I'm full on Hotep. I'm done.
Hotep or die, man. That's where we at right now.
You want to plug anything for your show tomorrow?
Hotep's been told you tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the kufi gonna be on tight for the I
need me in a kufi so people could get mad on me.
That will be wild. Michelle Obama has a new gay Netflix puppeteer sidekick that wants to empower LGBT kids, LGBT plus kids. Rory and Maul have left the Joe Button podcast. There was a shooting in ATL. We got to talk about Roland Martin in his interview with King Randall. And much, much more. Of course, we got to talk about the border crisis.
I'll let you guys deal with that. It's so sad. It is heartbreaking. Some of the footage I've seen with some of the things that they're finding.
Like what?
The size clothing that they're finding there and some of the litter that is being found there. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. When that particular group is being impacted, we protect them first.
Got to.
That's all I'll say about that.
Krispy Kreme's giving out donuts if you take the stabby.
That obesity, got to get that obesity going. Rely on the government. Get your free healthcare. Get your Obama phone. Got to look good in that thong bikini, guys.
So yeah, that's 8 p.m. If you check the YouTube channel, I got a new banner going. I also have a new banner on Twitter, promoting me and Uncle Hotep. So things are getting better. Things are getting great. But yeah, that's it, man. What you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. I'm just gonna be grifting.
Grifting that Bitcoin.
You know what? I am probably I'm the most honest in the space about my stuff, and people get so mad. But guess what? I'm going to keep stacking that paper. I'm going to keep stacking that Bitcoin. I'm going to laugh all the way to the bank because every dollar I make puts me in a better position. In the better position I'm in, I can help serve my community better and make sure that they're doing well. I could give my daughter a good education, because if I could keep her off the street, that makes her a better community, and I can give back. I got the charity on auto pay for my DV shelter. I'm gonna keep making that paper and keep making everybody mad, because no one could do what I can do. No one.
That's what it's about.
That's it. Guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and set alerts. Hotep, have a great evening.
God bless, love. I'll see you next week.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
one
it's
could do
about.
what I can do. No one.
That's what it's about.
That's it. Guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and set alerts. Hotep, have a great evening.
God bless, love. I'll see you next week.